in between each of the rises. Okay, so there are 3 platforms sort of in between the rises, right? And on each of the rises, you can see this series of levers. And I'd like you to make a perception. Okay.
By the way, before he's left, I just want to kind of quickly, like, as he's walking away, just be like, don't forget about that, what I told you about that, don't forget about what I told you about one of your competitors.
And
I just imagine him doing that with his wings, like...
Just smacking myself in the face, and you're like, what is that? I don't know what that is.
So, yeah, you don't think. Okay. So the guards sort of like walk you over to these platforms, and they spread you out amongst the platform. And you are with roll me a d3. Just do /r space 1d3. You are with Dratha Igthwan on your platform. Era Hoot and Grathwin Esterborough are on the same platform. The third platform is located in the middle, and it's empty. The Golden Turban speaks up again and says, "From each of these stone obelisks, there are levers, and each of these levers controls gusts of wind to push your competitors away from," and he motions towards these large rings that are sort of propped up by this large pole. So think about this one pole that just has this big hoop on it, right? About like 10 feet around or so, this large hoop. And at the bottom of the hoop, there's this crossbar. And on the crossbar are several rings, okay, of different color. Just like bright colors. They're all like made like a bright color. And you can see that everybody's like the 2 of you have taken position on this platform, and the other 2 have taken position on their platform. This is, each of you must secure 5 rings to stay in the competition within the next 5 minutes. He says, you may procure more. You may not directly attack any of your competitors, but you may use magic on the levers, you may use magic on yourselves, and you may use magic on the ring. And he says, the person with the most rings will win. Be aware, even if you capture many rings, still have other people to deal with. Until the 5 minutes are up, protect your rings. And so again, just to describe this, there are 4 hoops, right? Like these 4 large hoops. And they have these rings across the bottom crossbar of different colors. And they're at various heights. So there's one that's just a little bit off the ground. And, they're sort of like of various heights. There's one that's like way up high near the top of the stone pillars. And, there's 2 others that just sort of various height, right? So assume that it's something like 10 feet off the ground, 15 feet off the ground, 20 feet off the ground, and maybe like 30 feet off the ground. But that last one is pretty high up. Okay? And the way that we're going to do this is we're going to have you guys roll initiative. So all the competitors in this competition are going to roll initiative. And you're going to have 2 actions, just like normal. Like you can take like a combat kind of action, like you use magic. Or you can move twice. Grabbing a ring is that's like a free action, basically. Like if you're in range of a ring, you can totally just grab it, no problem. Okay? Assuming nothing is barring you from doing this. So, before the competition begins, you can see that Dratha, Igthwan, next to you, Dragonborn, you can see her starting to like mutter something, and it looks like she gets close to her staff. Like her staff is almost like a microphone. She gets like real close to the top of the staff, and she's just. And you can see like these mystical like wings start to like form from the ether on her back and extend from her back. Across the way, you can see that Era Hoot, she's just extending her wings. She's sort of like making sure that she's okay. She's stretching out her wings, basically getting them ready. And her direct competitor, Grathwin, the odd guy with the thing in his cloak that you were told about, is doing nothing. You hear the Golden Turban say, "Grathwin, do you wish for a wing rider? We can provide one for you." And he just shakes his head. Okay, and I am going to have you roll initiative for me.
Oh.
I will add you in there, no problem.
Nice.
That feels good.
That's a good start.
Let's
I
go,
like it.
Beaks.
Beaks.
While you're doing that,
represent.
Corco's
Represent.
back over there under the tent, right?
No, I'm standing.
Oh,
next
yeah,
to you
for
guys.
sure.
All right.
Yeah.
I just kind of like just quietly say to him, "You got that longbow?
Yes.
Just keep it ready."
Ooh. Dratha did not do well.
Ha ha.
Let me see
You
those
and your
ones.
magic stupid wings under your stupid cloak. Stupid. Yeah, stupid.
The ones, Pete.
How cool are you now? You tell me.
Roll an intimidation check for me, Beaks.
Please fail this.
Oh god.
that would be
I know-
hilarious.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she looks like visibly like disturbed by this, and like she sort of like looks away from you.
Oh.
Oh, that was the Dragonborn on my platform, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the one on your platform. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Wow. Wow.
Well, she's my direct competitor, you know.
That's right.
Sorry,
Put her
I thought
down.
she was.
So
Win.
to clarify, while you're
Oh.
rolling initiative here, to clarify, so are the rings directly across from us just for the 2 competitors on my platform here?
It was not specified. They just said you can grab as many rings as you want.
Okay.
Basically, this is it's kind of a thinking game as well as like an air supremacy kind of game, you know? It's meant to test your wits.
Well, my intelligence is 10, so let's do it.
I am obviously ready. Okay, and Era crushes it, but not quite as crushes it as. Okay. All right, Beaks, you get to go first. What would you like to do on your turn? You have these levers. You have the ability to fly straight for the rings if you want. You have you can try and mess with people. Basically, you have 5 minutes, and I'm gonna sort of speed things up, and we're gonna say that you have like. We'll say that you have two. We'll say that you guys are gonna have 3 rounds. Okay, just for the sake of speeding things up. 5 minutes would be like 50 rounds.
And I get 2 actions per turn, correct? You said.
Yep.
Okay. How far away are these rings?
You could reach the closest one with your move action, basically.
Okay.
So you would still have an action left over if you want.
Great. Second question. The material that these are strung up with, what is that made out of?
It's like a metal.
Is it really strong or does it look pretty thin?
I don't know. I mean, I mean, listen, they're these big rings, so you could probably assume that they're probably pretty strong.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, then I'm just gonna go ahead and straight fly fast as I can out to the rings.
Sure.
I'm gonna have my javelin out in my right hand, and I'm gonna try to lance these rings as I fly past them. Seeing if, as I fly past them, I can kind of either snap whatever they're connected with or what have you to collect them. Does that seem possible?
So you want to try and damage the ring platform?
No, so I'm collecting
you mean you're trying
rings.
to? Are you trying to spear them with your javelin as you're going? Saying Farrington, that's what you're looking
right
at. Right,
to collect them. How are they hanging then? Because I have to be able to pick them up off of
basically
something.
like a crossbar, but it looks like there's like a thin thing that's sort of hanging. You can probably like snap them off. It's like a latch, basically. So like if you pull the ring off, you could probably it'll like snap the latch.
Okay, cool. So like presumably, if I were to lance them as I flew past, I could snap those.
Most likely, yes.
Okay, cool. I would also like to see if I can't like throw the javelin through a couple of them at a time. Maybe.
I'll say yes, but this would probably take both your actions if you want to do that.
Okay, for the attack to spear through multiples.
Yeah.
Okay, so what can I do? So I got there with the first action. I'll go ahead and just snag 1 then.
Okay. And you technically you could still move and do something else if you want.
So okay, all right, hang on. So to fly there and spear multiples at the same time would be both actions, or would
like
just
if you went to try to like grab all 5, that would probably take both your actions. If you want to grab 1, I'll say that's just your move action, and you could like technically, like do something else if you want to.
I'm gonna see if I can't grab all of them and use both actions to fly there and grab all of them.
Sure, go for it. I mean, this is you can just do it. I'm not even gonna have you roll for this.
Oh,
to just
awesome!
Go up and just grab the rings. You can totally do that. You don't have to roll an attack. You don't have to do anything like that. This is what you're choosing to do with your turn.
Round.
But keep in mind, there's 3 turns. There's 3 rounds.
But they're not getting them from me. Don't worry about it.
Right. Okay. Era is going to try to play with the levers. And she will try and figure them out. And she will roll an investigation check to do it. Oof. So she's going to use her first turn, and she quickly starts to adjust the levers. These gusts of wind start spinning up through the course, and you can see like the rings start to like jingle a bit, like on the hoops, as you can see these like gusts of wind jutting out from the stone obelisks. She seems to have these under control, and the platform where you are, she flips the lever for. This gust of wind shoots out and pushes against you. I would like you to make me either an acrobatics check or an athletics check, depending on how you want to sort of avoid this or just sort of stop. It's like try and hold your position.
While Farrington is rolling, I just want to point out that Arahu could probably tell us how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop. She's just
my God.
I'm gonna do acrobatics to be fancy and get airborne again.
Okay.
You are a real hoot, Tiburon.
Okay. Just gonna roll a general d20 for this.
Do you mean hoot?
I tied with a natural 17.
Does that mean
So, yes, that does mean it.
damn it.
So, you just narrowly try to avoid it, but your wing just gets caught by the gust of wind, and you just get spun around. I would like you to make a sleight of hand check for me, please. Ooh.
Dang!
Come on!
The rolls, man.
So
Too good.
You are able to hold on to the rings, all of them, but you are pushed down as you cannot maintain your flight as you're on top of this platform. You start to spiral down towards the ground. You are not falling, but you are off course, and you just sort of like land on the ground now.
Okay.
Okay. Era's going to use her first act, and her next action is going to be to go to the closest set of rings. She will just snatch one off of there, and she is flying about in the middle now. Grathwin is going to... He is going to cast a spell. And you can see his fingers extend as he points at the one of the platforms. And you can see this sort of shape start to shimmer in for a second, and then it just kind of vanishes. You don't really see what happened. But you can see that 5 of the rings pop off from the platform and look like they're just hovering there. And he will point his fingers and just sort of, he will make like a come hither kind of maneuver with those fingers. And yeah, you can see the rings start to move a little bit, and it looks like they're sort of close to the pole, and they're making their way down the pole. And that's going to be his turn. Dratha is so embarrassed by her utter pathetic wings and your insulting of her. She is going to sacrifice part of her turn. She will only get one of her actions here. So she is going to walk over and try and figure out these levers. And let's see. She's gonna roll an investigation. And she's not doing well. Yeah, she's like trying to pull the levers, and like you can see like this gust of wind blast her in the face, and she's just not figuring out very well. And it's your turn again, Beaks.
So who refresh my memory, who popped the rings off and had them floating towards them?
Grathwin. He didn't have them floating towards him. You just saw that the rings came off of the large hoop, and it looks like they're sort of staying close to the pole, and like they're close to the pole near the ground now.
Like the actual ground or the ground on the platform itself?
The ground, like the ground.
Okay. And which platform was that on?
It's the one that's closest to Grotha, so opposite you.
Okay. No, I'm gonna go to the second platform on my side. I'm not gonna go for those. I thought about it. Can I fly
Okay.
to the? I'd like to fly to the second platform on my side and do. Go ahead.
So
sir.
you can move 50 feet with your move action while flying. So if you're flying again, absolutely you can totally make it there. Not a problem.
Cool. And I'm going to attempt to do more of the same. Just snag the next 5.
Sure. Okay, fair enough. And yeah, you
Just
basically
blast
can
him
spend your
through.
whole turn. You can basically spend your whole turn and grab all 5 again. Not a problem.
I got 10
Era.
now.
Era is sitting there with her one ring, the one ring, and she will. She will now. She is going to raise her staff up, and you can see this like swirling magic around her staff. She aims it at you, and you can see these darts start to shoot out from the staff. But like as the darts get closer, you can see that they're aimed at the rings. And she has fired magic missile. You can see 4 darts.
Trixie.
You can see 4 darts shoot out from the staff towards the rings. And magic missile's a sure hit.
Hmm.
And you got
Matt-
you like that's it's they are for sure going towards the rings.
Oh yeah. Magic missile is like a it's like a programmed homing missile. So yes, 4 of the darts shoot out, boom, knock the rings out from you. So 4 rings fall to the ground.
But they're just
So
at the
you-
ground by me. That's okay.
Yep, they've fallen. Well, you're in the sky, my friend.
Well,
You used your
okay,
whole turn
right.
to grab the other rings. They've fallen to the ground below you. And she is going to use her other part of her action to move towards the area where she grabbed the first ring from. And she's going to swoop down and grab another one. She's got 2. You've got 6. Some random weird floating thing has 5 of them. And now it's Grathwin's turn. The rings move yet closer to Grathwin. They are almost to him, but not quite. And you will see that he raises up his robed arm, and you can see like he's got these big sleeves, and out from the sleeve shoots out like this weasel, and this weasel begins to run all around and like zip up. He like runs up the pole basically, and he goes to the closest hoop where Era grabbed her 2 rings from, and you can see the weasel crawls out, and he sneaks himself through 3 of the rings, the 3 leftover rings.
I love it.
And he's going to end his turn there. The weasel is just sort of like in the rings of like the weasel has just sort of gone right through the rings. And so he's like on top of the crossbar.
What a
Dratha.
sneaky weasel.
Dratha is finally going to try and do something. And she will cast Gust of Wind. And she is going to aim it at you. Because you have drawn her ire, sir. And
That's against the rules.
I know that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm well aware. Dratha is pretty pissed off. She wasn't able to figure out the levers. She wasn't able to deal with the whole flight thing. And you can see these like little bursts of like fire just like shooting out from her nose and her snout, I guess. this gust of wind flies, and you can hear this large like. You can hear the golden turban. Drotha! Magic is illegal versus other competitors. You are eliminated. Please remove yourself from the arena. You have brought disgrace to your team. For shame.
By the way, when I saw that, I had my kind of axe by my side, and I just pick up my axe and I take a step forward as like I'm guessing everyone. Oh, like what the, like obviously knowing that is illegal. I'm like, like what the, getting in there ready to support.
Hey, Beaks, your final turn.
That it is. I'm gonna fly to that last platform. Doing this thing. I'm gonna grab those 5 rings.
So there are no there is no final platform. There's
there's
4.
only 2.
There was 4 total.
Oh, okay.
You already grabbed both platforms worth of rings, and the 4 of them dropped. You have currently in your possession 6.
Right.
Now there is the weasel, and there is also the floating rings that have gotten pretty close to Grathwin by now.
All right, cool. Well, then I'm gonna go for those floating rings.
Sure.
Does casting a spell on a weasel count as another competitor?
I would think so.
Just asking.
Is the weasel the competitor? That's the real question.
Actually, yeah, it's a separate entity that's not a competitor.
Well, okay, sorry.
Weasel lives matter, guys. I'm not gonna hurt the weasel.
Okay.
He sounds adorable, and he just wants to help.
So you're gonna fly towards the floating rings.
Yes, sir.
That you can see. They have made themselves pretty close to Grathwin, and that's going to be where you're going to try and do this. Okay, so as you approach these rings, you can basically you can make it all the way there, and you can try and grab them, and you'll still have a turn left over. I'm just explaining your options to you before you do anything. You can make it over there. You can grab the rings, and you can try and move away, and that'll be both of your actions, basically. You can walk over there, try and grab the rings, do something else to you. How do you want to do this?
Can I look up? I'm sorry. Can I look over to my fellow people under the tent here and ask if we can do like some sort of like cheerleading like inspiration thing here for his last turn, since he's so close? Can we do this? Well, I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm gonna attempt to do a cheerleading move.
Roll a persuasion.
Okay.
Go.
Oh, God.
Is this just to persuade the DM?
No, this is to persuade your group.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's. I mean, Umrak is just sort of giving you like the just shut the hell up, man kind of look. You, yeah, it's not very convincing. You guys don't really know Beaks that well, It's not super impressive. It's not really winning the hearts. It's not really winning the hearts of your teammates.
Fair enough.
I have a question, just very briefly. Am I still in the mud, or did I get back out yet?
You've probably got